Hey guys, Andy Voelker here, Saxophone Geek out of Boston, in an off-site location, one of the places that I teach, doing some playing, and I'm going to show you a couple of mouthpieces. First, we'll go with the control. This is my primary link, and I guess we'll just use this reed that's on here. I don't know that it's a good reed. It's a little older. We've been having crazy rainy times here, but that's really good because we've been in a bad drought here on the East Coast. And so as much as I would normally complain about rain, we need it. So the reeds have been a little wild. Here's how this one sounds on my primary link, which is a Florida. Originally refaced by Eric Giefenhagen out in the Midwest, and then adjusted a little bit by Adam Nywood. And I've been playing on this for 3 years now or so as my primary piece. This reed is very soft, it feels. This room is a little echoey, there's no carpet. Just making do with what we got. We're just going to stick with this reed. It is what it is. But I got three mouthpieces to show you, I think. And here it is. Alright guys, you're going to hear some clarinet in the background. Again, this is a place that I teach at. So this mouthpiece you haven't seen yet. And then these two other mouthpieces have already been on the channel, but I have done nothing with them as of yet. So here we have two pieces that I'm not sure what will happen with them as far as having them worked on. Generally, guys, I buy these Floridas as cheap as I can get them with the intention of having them opened up. Of course, that's a double-edged sword because you never know how they're going to turn out regarding the condition that they're in. Looking at these from here, this one has a lot of its original gold on it and looks pretty cool. And then this one, has wear, quite a bit of wear. But the interesting thing about this one is that this is an old 4-star and it's got the original baffle profile. No one has ever, from what I can tell, messed with this. So assuming it's got, so you can still see the pattern, the sort of denim pattern that they say on the table, maybe. Again, I don't know. I'm not the full-on expert on this. And then this one, while it looks very nice with its gold plating and everything, it does look like it's been worked on in retrospect. When I got it on eBay, I was like, oh wow, cool, look, it's pretty original. No, maybe not. You can sometimes tell by how long the brass is before the bite plate, because often when they get refaced, the mouthpieces just start getting shorter and shorter. This is a 6, but I haven't played either of these yet. So not really sure what to expect out of either of those. And then this I picked up, again on eBay. It turned out to be a saxophone player up here in Boston that I have met and know a little bit from the saxophone shop. And this is reportedly an 8, and I've been trying, I generally play a 7, and that mouthpiece is a 7. This one is a 6, and this is a 4-star. And this is, Jake said, is an 8, and I think that if it is, it'll be interesting to see. I've been trying to try it a little bit more open size. And this mouthpiece for sure has been worked on, I think by, I don't know what that says on it. It says 110 right there. Next to it's number 9. I guess it was a 9 and then restored, and they end up, when you fix what's wrong with them, they end up a little smaller, I guess. That can happen. And it looks like Eric Giefenhagen did this one. And I've not tried this either. So I'm going to throw a read on each of these. Here's my thoughts on these. I would like to get one of these to a 7 and one of them to an 8. Again, because I'm trying to get a few 8s into my collection here. This one, being fairly original, might be the best candidate for a 7. And this one, maybe that it's been opened up and at least that it's already a 6, even if it's just a touched up 6. That puts it closer to an 8. However, that's up to, if I bring it to Adam, he's going to tell me what he thinks. And then when you start working on the mouthpieces, then that also kind of determines, how they're going to turn out. So we still don't really know anything. But I'm going to throw a read on each of those, and we'll go from little to big. We'll go from 4-star to 6, and to 8, and we'll see how these all play. So we're going to stick with this reed. This is the 4-star, which again I believe is pretty original. I don't know that is you can get any more original a baffle than that. I could be wrong. And when I show this to Adam, because he's seen a million of these things, when I show him these pieces, he's going to know what's up with each of them and tell me what he thinks we should do. You know, neither of these could be a candidate for opening up. We don't really know. You don't know the history of these things. They're all so old. So it's hard to say. Let's see how the 4-star plays with this reed. Now my reeds are 4 Javas. I play 4 Javas. So it should be stout enough to play a 4-star link. And let's see what this one sounds like. And I just record all this stuff on my phone, guys, so you're getting the sound of the iPhone as it sits on a metal music stand. So I apologize in advance for that. Boy, I love the tone of that right off the bat. But boy, you have to back off. It's very small. Wow, weird. Very interesting. That's got a lot of the sound I like. Let's try the prettier, but probably messed with, number 6. Now again, this one has some of the denim quote, unquote, pattern on the table. Again, just gives you an idea of what it looked like when it was manufactured. But it does look like, to me, like the baffle here has been polished and it's been worked on. I could be wrong. I don't really know, guys. You know, it's hard to say, and we all know that they all play different, and maybe they came out of the factory, some of them looking different than others. Who knows? I don't really know. But this definitely is a nice looking piece, and I got a good deal on it. You know, I try very hard not to spend too much because the refacing is expensive too. You know, so that's a part of the factor. I mean, you could just go to Tim Lin and buy one for $1,200 if that's what you're going to be into for it already. But I like a pretty specific facing, and I generally find that the mouthpieces like this aren't really set up for me. So it helps me to be able to bring a piece to a refacer who understands the kind of facing I like and the table that I like, so that I can have it set up so that I like how it plays. This is the 6 with that same reed. Now here's the thought process, guys. You know, like if I want to have one be a 7 and one be an 8, you know, maybe the other one that's a 4-star is the candidate to make it into a 7, because this is already more open. You're always going to run into problems with getting a small mouthpiece to be a much bigger mouthpiece. Even with the greatest refacer in the world, it's a challenge. They have to use several methods to get the size you're looking for, as opposed to this one, which you haven't heard yet, which was a 9, which got repaired and ended up being closed down to an 8. Still a desirable size, but But that's just sort of the process, you know? I mean, it's interesting to see. This one also, the shank is a little shorter, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I like this era of Florida, and that plays pretty good. Honestly, I like the sound of the 4-star a little more. The shape of the baffle is different. Let's give this a little more. This is the 6. A little rough in the low register, but I got to press all in. Come on. I hope that isn't this music stand ringing, and it's all you're hearing is the ringing music stand. Dry in the middle, in the tone. It's a little, it loses a little of the ring in the middle of the horn there. Like middle B, A, G. Losing a little of that vibrancy. All right, let's try the 8, and then we'll go back to my piece for the control. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, at face value, it plays very nice. Not too hard to play. I expected, being a size larger, for it to be pretty challenging. Of course, this is a very soft reed, so if I pull another 4 out of the box that's really resistant, this is going to feel very different. Interesting. What I was just looking at is the bite here, the end before the bite plate, and this mouthpiece is a tiny bit shorter than the other two. And you see that when they've been refaced, especially when they've been worked on several times. And all this, I don't think it's the hugest deal in the world, but you have to bring back this area, the window, because the length from here to here should be a certain amount. So when they do that, it's also an extensive amount of work to bring this way, all the filing and shaping. It's a lot of work. So when these guys tell you it's $400, that's why. You know, when I was young, opening up and refacing, it was $150 for all of it. You know, so the prices have gone up, and you know, if you want to work with somebody who's exceptional at what they do and isn't going to mess up your mouthpiece, you have to pay for it. That's the reality. Someone who knows what you like, understands what it is you're looking for, and can apply it to your mouthpiece, priceless. Don't argue with price, and don't go to the cheaper guy. Go to the cat that can do it right. Get it done right the first time. And that's what I plan to do with these. So this is an 8. So this is a full size larger, theoretically, assuming it measures correctly is what it says, to what I'm already using. So let's see. Huh. Pretty bright. Not for nothing, I kind of like that. And back on my primary link. All right, so a little closing remarks. You know, I'm gonna bring these down to Adam and see what he thinks of them and play them for him and see what's next. Again, I'd like to see the 4-star and the 6 turn into a 7 and an 8. Don't know if that's going to be possible. You know, he might say, leave the 6 is nice, leave it the way it is. Maybe that's what you do. You know, we'll see what he says. I really liked the 8 that I got from a guy locally here. Pretty nice, and I got a really good deal on it. Not breaking the bank. I mean, they're not cheap. But I enjoy this part of the process. I like searching for sound. I enjoy finding these things and having them worked on and seeing how it goes. It makes me practice more. I'm a little ADD sometimes. So this is the kind of stuff that keeps me on the horn. Do you need to be buying old mouthpieces? No. Do you need to be having mouthpieces refaced? No. Do you need to be collecting mouthpieces? No. Do you need to be wasting money on mouthpieces? No. Just practice. Get in the shed, listen to records. That's the key, okay? For me, I enjoy this process. Keeps me interested. I don't buy a lot of horns. I kind of play the same horn. So for me, the mouthpieces is the variable that I like to experiment with. And again, it just keeps, it just keeps my head in it in some ways. I don't know, whatever. Everybody's different. So for me, this is a fun process. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have a refacer that you like to use? What kind of piece are you playing on right now that you like? Let me know your thoughts. And I'm always interested in hearing that kind of stuff. Not only for myself, but because I teach and I have a lot of students and I like to be able to give them ideas and that sort of thing. So once again, thanks for watching. My name is Andy Voelker out of Boston. AV Jazzman on Instagram, and Saxophone Geek here on YouTube, the Saxophone Geek. So thanks for watching. Play some good notes. Good luck with them reads, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys. Saxophone Geek.